Hello, this is Luminousz Star. Welcome to the Luminousz Star channel. All of my current subscribers, you already know how special you are to me. Mwah! Thank you so much for your subscription, and I want to thank you for sharing your stories. As I share my stories and you share your stories, we're growing together. We're thriving together. Our channel is growing. I don't know if you've noticed, but our community is growing. This is something that's very exciting. A lot of you who are joining me for the first time, welcome to Luminousz Star. If you don't mind, please scroll down and click the subscription button below. This way you become a part of the Star family. Today's video, how to spot a thirsty narcissist. I'll be going over a few points, a few tools. Please mind the description box below for further details. Don't forget to like and share the video. Point number 1, narcissists have taken a secret vow not to love anyone anymore for any reason. He or she is more than likely a person who is notorious for being manipulative, controlling, and a deceiver. Now I want to go over what thirsty means. Now I looked this up in the Urban Dictionary, okay, but a lot of us already have heard this particular word and pretty much know what it means. It means someone who is desperate for attention, someone who's too eager to get something from someone else. It could be money, sex, material things, whatever, what have you. Okay, this can be anything. A person is thirsty when he or she shows that they're too eager and they are very desperate for attention. Second point, due to their predatory natures with an obsession to keep his or her false self-image thriving, narcissists are not trustworthy, therefore will do and or say whatever is necessary to obtain narcissistic supply. Now, I don't know about you all who are watching. This sounds like a thirsty individual to me. So the narcissist can absolutely be a person who's thirsty, all right? Let's move on to the next point. This makes for the narcissist to be overly dependent upon others for his or her needs and or desires, which means they have codependent tendencies. Codependency encourages people to become thirsty or desperate for attention from others. All right, now let's talk about narcissists who display codependent tendencies. They can be quite controlling, moving in haste or too quickly in the beginning of a relationship, jealous, obsessive, disrespectful, but demand respect from others, inability and or unwillingness to communicate needs and desires, financial abuse and or mismanaging finances, energy vampires. So a lot of us who have been dealing with narcissists and cluster B personalities, we can identify with a lot of these things on the list here. Okay, and I think the biggest one, I could be wrong, I think the biggest one is disrespectful but demand respect from others. Narcissists and those with a cluster B personality are notorious for that one. Signs of a codependent relationship: passive, indecisive, dominant, controlling, enmeshment, addiction, obsession, emotional and or cyber bullying, financial abuse. Okay, so these are signs of a codependent relationship. So we're not talking about just one particular person here. We're talking about a relationship that consists of two people, which involves one person who is passive and the other is dominant. Narcissists tend to be the taker, while the codependent tends to be the pleaser. So we're talking about a codependent relationship, not necessarily one person. So these are the things or the themes that go on in a codependent relationship. So what's the theme of a relationship? What's actually going on? Okay, it could be somebody who is being controlling. That's the theme of the relationship. Someone who's being dominant. They like to take over and call the shots in the relationship. That's the theme of the relationship. Someone can be obsessed. Someone can be an addict. It could be of food, sex, money, drugs. They can be addicted to a lot of things. They can be addicted to having relationships that are dysfunctional. These are signs of codependent relationships. The cyberbullying is what I want to point out before we move on. Now, a lot of us know about the emotional bullying, But let's talk about the cyberbullying. What does that consist of? Receiving unwanted emails, okay? Receiving friend requests that you may not particularly wish for or want or even invite. This is someone who may be keeping tabs on you or stalking you via social media. That's a cyber bully. Someone who pretty much knows that you do not want to have any more to do with him or her, but every time you turn around, you're getting a friend request. You're getting that email. You may be even receiving text messages that you may not want, regardless of the fact that you're changing your phone number. You may be changing your email address, but somehow this person still manages to reach you via social media. Let's move forward. Tool number 1, practice setting personal boundaries. Okay, with this one, it's pretty big because narcissists and custody personalities, they don't like personal boundaries because they can't do their dirty work. They cannot be dominant. Okay, they have to take control right in the beginning of the relationship. This is why a lot of narcissists and custody personalities, they move very quickly in the relationship because they're trying to figure out if you will be good narcissistic supply. So if you're a person who's setting personal boundaries, this means you're not primed for source supply, which ought to be a good thing, right? Okay, tool number 2, focus upon your priorities, healing process, and goals. When you're too busy focusing on investing in yourself, how much time and energy do you really have to place into the narcissist or the custody personality? Exactly. You don't have a lot of time because you're too busy living your life. So tool number 2 basically is saying focus upon your own priorities, whether that's taking care of your children, to making sure that you have finances that you are satisfied with, making sure that you're managing your finances. Okay, even if you have to go to a seminar or read a couple of books on becoming more financially literate, you're taking time out to invest in yourself. Your healing process and your goals. You're setting goals. You're keeping a journal. You're writing things down that you may want to manifest in your life. And you're looking at how to make it happen. Your healing process. You have a support base. You go to support groups and or a counselor, your therapist. You may have a mentor. You may have a life coach. You may be reading books on how to deal with narcissists and custody personalities and how to continue to thrive forward. So you're looking at your healing process in a new way. You're very serious about it. You're not just coping, you're healing. Last and final tool, discontinue to comply to shenanigans, disrespect, and or diabolical tactics for narcissistic supply. Who has time for that? Okay, I hope you don't. You're too busy having your support base and you're working your support base. You are very serious about your healing progress or process. You have goals that you are setting. You're writing things down. You're reaching out, asking for help, and you're making things happen. Okay, you don't have time for the disrespect and the diabolical tactics that the narcissist may want to pull, all because he or she has a false self-image that they want to keep alive. Okay, you don't have time for this. The best narcissist repellent that I know is a person who is setting personal boundaries, but not only that, they're practicing assertion, emotional discipline, and self-preservation. When you add all that up, that means the narcissist is not going to find you primed for source supply. This does not mean he or she will not come off like they're thirsty. In other words, you will still get the emails. You may still receive the text messages. They may still attempt to get you back into their life, or they're trying to get back into yours, which is called the hoovering. Okay? I like to say that they like to hover and then they hoover. I call that the 1-2 punch because first they'll come up in a conversation by their flying monkeys or their enablers that they recruit to come after you, to emotionally bully you back into their life, or so they can get back into yours. That's the first punch. It will seem like they're in your life because they're lingering like a ghost, like a dark cloud over your life. You've decided to go no contact. Yet, it feels like the narcissist is still around you. The second punch is when they have actually hoovered you back in. Now you're hoovered back in because you're actually resupplying him or her. So when you finally get sucked back in, that is the conclusion of being hoovered. That's the second step. A lot of people overlook the first step, even though it's right in their face and it's happening. The references and resources are in the description box below. Please take a little time out to go over these links here. I think you will find them quite helpful. I'm Luminousz Star. I want to thank everyone for joining me today or tonight, wherever you may be. Of course, I wish you the very best. Stay tuned for more vlogs and stay tuned for more videos.